No. My great-granddad was one of the first outsiders to come here, but unfortunately he disappeared. It's in the way spiders keep live flies in the web. It's the way that a cat plays with a mouse.
What if River of Blood's biggest twist wasn't in the script, but hidden in a single frame? Today, we're exposing the secret even the director tried to bury. The film begins in the jungles of South Asia, where a group of men is felling trees. One man operating a machine notices movement behind the trees, but ignores it. His attention shifts only when he sees one of his workers collapse. When he goes to investigate, he discovers that someone has severed the man's head. Terrified, he runs to save himself but accidentally gets caught in a net, hanging upside down. A member of a tribal clan emerges from the jungle and brutally kills him. These are cannibalistic tribes who live deep in the jungle, isolated from the outside world. The scene then shifts to introduce four friends, two couples, on vacation. One of the men, RJ, is married to a woman whose father is wealthy. Recently, RJ sold one of his companies and has plenty of money in the bank. To celebrate, he has invited his friends on a jungle trip covering all expenses. The other couple is Jasmine and her husband. The next day, the group is ready for their jungle excursion. A local guide arrives to take them in by boat. He teaches them how to row before explaining that to truly experience the jungle, he needs 2 days of their time. They agree, and the guide collects their phones so they can fully enjoy the trip without distractions. RJ, however, secretly keeps his phone as they travel. The guide warns them about dangers in the jungle. He tells them that cannibalistic tribes still live there, though hidden from outsiders. His grandfather had disappeared in this jungle, with only his bones later found, evidence that the tribes had killed him. Still, he reassures them that as long as they avoid the tribe's territory, they will be safe. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the jungle, 2 social media writers are live streaming. Chasing more views, they venture deeper into the forest, but an accident throws them from their bikes. The girl calls out to the boy, but gets no reply. She finds his decapitated head on the ground and panics. She runs toward what looks like a large cave, hoping for safety, but finds no one there. A tribal appears behind her, then vanishes. Moments later, they attack and kill her too. Back with the group, nightfall, and they set up camp. The guide tells RJ's wife about the forest's history, explaining that loggers who enter never return because the tribes protect their land. This connects to the opening scene. Tribals only attack if threatened. Later that night, Jasmine leaves the tent for the washroom, but RJ follows her. It's revealed they're having an affair, cheating on their partners. Jasmine tells RJ she planned the trip so they could confess to everyone, but RJ refuses, citing business opportunities from his wife's father. Jasmine realizes he'll never leave his wife. Unbeknownst to them, RJ's wife and Jasmine's husband already know about the affair. The next morning, they discover Jasmine's husband has taken the boat and the bag containing all their phones. The guide warns that this could end badly if he takes the wrong route. They set off to find him, reaching a fork in the river. Jasmine insists her husband would take the straight path, but the guide warns it's dangerous. They pressure him to join them, and he reluctantly agrees. They soon find the missing boat, and the guide refuses to go further, staying behind while the group ventures into the forest. Alone, the guide hears noises and investigates, finding his grandfather's cap among old belongings. He doesn't notice a tribe behind him until it's too late. The tribal attacks, cutting his throat. The group later encounters Jasmine's husband, who lies about leaving due to anger over the affair, claiming he just wanted to be alone. They return to the boat only to find the guide gone, his knife left behind. Traveling onward, they come across the guide's boat, splattered with blood, and a pot of boiling water containing his severed head. Horrified, they flee, but their path is blocked by a fallen tree that a tribal attacks RJ, but RJ kills him during the struggle. With their boat lost, they travel on foot. That night, RJ covers himself in mud to escape mosquitoes, but is knocked unconscious by another tribal member. Jasmine's husband tries to help, but is overpowered. RJ wakes to see the tribals dragging his friend away. He apologizes for not helping, promising instead to save the women. The tribals mutilate Jasmine's husband for food. RJ lies to the women the next morning, saying he left to get help. They wander through the dense forest until a tribal sighting sends them running. Jasmine falls into a pit, impaling herself on a wooden spike. RJ's wife rescues her, and they continue until they find a boat that RJ realizes they're being followed. So he sets a trap using his phone to lure a tribal, but is badly beaten in the fight. The tribal members tie him to a tree and then head toward the boat, where the women sleep. RJ frees himself using the guide's knife and kills the tribal in a brutal fight. Try to escape. More tribals appear. RJ sacrifices himself, allowing Jasmine and his wife to get away. He's killed, and the two women eventually reach the shore, safe but devastated by the loss of their husbands. The story ends with their survival and grief. River of Blood. Most viewers focus on the obvious plot twists, but a single blink and you miss it frame changes everything. Hidden in the background of a late-night jungle scene is a shadowed figure wearing modern clothes, a detail impossible for the film's time and setting. That split-second image suggests someone from outside the story world was present during the events, hinting that the characters might have been manipulated or watched all along. It reframes the entire movie, turning what seemed like a survival horror into something closer to a staged experiment. Once you spot it, every earlier scene feels different, and it's clear why the director would want to keep that buried. So, genius twist or total nonsense? Find out below. And if you spotted a detail we missed, drop it in the comments. Prove us wrong. Be subscribed to enjoy more movies. Our next recap will blow your skirt up